All right, you guys, hello again. It's Mr. Clark. We are back. We are working on Soundtrap. So last time we created a bass line for our song after creating a drum beat. Let's listen to that real quick. Cool. So this time I'm going to show you guys a few different things by playing a little piano line over the top of this. Now I haven't practiced this yet, so the piano line I create might end up being terrible, in which case maybe it'll magically get better before the next video is recorded. We'll see. But what I want to do today is show you guys how to do two different things that I think are really important to be able to make good music, interesting music. One is to play around with the sound of what you're creating by using effects. And the other is to play something called chords. And chords are basically any two or three notes or four, more than one note played at the same time makes a chord. That's what a chord is, when you play more than one note at the same time. So if I just load up a basic piano sound, and again, I do that by clicking on the name of the thing, and then searching through this menu for some piano. Let's do grand piano. That's fine. So I've double clicked it and here it is. So what is a chord? Okay, if I play one note, the C for instance, here we go. That's just one note, right? It's got a very basic sound to it. But if I play, let's hold down Z, C, and B at the same time. Z, C, and B. That's a chord. And all of a sudden it's much more interesting. It's got harmony to it, right? And we can use chords to make things sound sad. Or... Okay, so chords can add a lot more color to your music. They can give it a lot more emotion, a lot more feeling. What I would do if I were you, if you're just starting out, or even if you know about this stuff from band class or whatever, I really encourage you to just experiment with this, okay? There's a lot of rules out there that tell you, oh, this is a C major chord, and you need to know the names of all the chords and all that. Don't worry about that for now. That's not true for us right now. You don't need to know the music theory, the names of the chords. What I encourage you to do is start playing around with different combinations of notes, of chords, and see how that color feels to you. See how, see how you react to it. What do you like when you're playing with these chords? Because you never know what kind of combinations you'll come up with that sound beautiful and unique to you, that you maybe never would have even heard of, even if you took 4 years of music theory class. Okay, so I really encourage you to play around on your own and find something cool to put in your song that's a chord. And again, a chord is just two or more notes played at the same time. So I do want to see at least one chord in you guys' song. Okay, if you can come up with a line of chords that's 2 or 3 chords long, that's even better. So I think I'll do something like that. All right, second thing I wanted to show you guys, adding effects, okay? So let's say I like the sound of this piano for the most part, but I wish it had maybe a little bit more crunch to it, or I wish it sounded more like it was in a great big space, okay? We can do that in a few different ways. So this reverb knob right here, this turns up. Do you hear how even after I stop playing, you can kind of hear the notes continue to ring out? This little background ring out. You hear that? It keeps going. If you can't hear it, you might want to turn your volume up. Hear that? That's reverb, that little tail that sort of slowly fades away. That's what we call reverb. And if I turn this knob up, we'll hear even more of it. There we go. That's probably too much, right? But maybe that's exactly the kind of sound you're looking for. If I turn this treble down, look how much I've changed the sound, the feel of this instrument just by messing with two knobs here, treble and reverb. So here's that same chord I was playing. And now it sounds really different. It's kind of distorting right now. I need to turn my volume on my, oh, here's volume right here. So if I turn this down, it's not distorting anymore. See, that sounds really cool. It's very different. And that's just by changing a few of these. I can't tell you how many students don't ever bother messing with these because they don't know what they are. They don't know what they do. Play with this stuff, you know. There's no harm in just trying this out and seeing what's going on. What's, you know, what does what. So anyways, for more effects, if I hit add effects right here, this button right here, and I click this box, there's tons and tons of different effects I can add to this thing. I can have a delay where the thing echoes over and over. Let me turn this up. Can make it a really short delay. Can make it a little bit longer. Stretch them really far apart. We could add something like fuzz to give it some crunch. So again, look how much I've changed the sound just by playing with effects for a little bit. So now that I've got kind of my sound I want to maybe play with, I'm going to turn the delay down a little bit because I think it goes for too long. So I'm going to turn this mix down a little. Maybe even a little less. Yeah, it's a little bit better. All right. So once you've got your sound down and you think you've maybe practiced a little bit and found the chords you might want to try playing. And just as a word of warning, you might sit here playing around with chords forever and then you go to record it. And again, recording is hitting this red record button and you realize it doesn't match up with your bass line at all. The two clash with each other. They don't sound good together. So that might be something you want to do is instead of hitting record, whoops, I forgot I got a touchscreen Chromebook. Instead of hitting record, just hit play first and play along to it. Let me turn this down and try to find something that goes good with it. I don't know. I'd have to play around for a long time. I think I painted myself into a corner with this sound a little bit. All right, cool. I'm going to keep it simple for now so I can be done with this video. So I'm just going to do that. It's just little 2-note chords. I'm just playing 2 notes at the same time. So let me hit record. It's going to count me in. We got this get ready window. And here we go. I'm going to start after the second one. Here we go. And I could probably just loop that over and over. So if you remember, we need to go into this thing. I want to select all these, and I want to do what? Quantize. Remember that word, quantize. So I'm going to right click, I'm going to go to quantize, and I know this is really simple, so I can probably get away with 1/4 right here. Quarter note is what this really is. And hopefully it quantizes it just right. Let's check it out. My playing is all cleaned up and perfect. Cool. So now I've got chords in there. So what am I asking? So remember, I can now take and split. And now I've got a loop right here that I can keep and reuse over and over by looping it like this. Cool. So now I got chords in my song. So what am I asking you guys to do? I'm asking you guys to find some kind of sound by going to play the synth, looking around till you find something cool, and then trying out some effects on it and trying to find chords that go with your bass line. So remember, they can be as simple as 2 notes, or they can be as complicated as you want them to be. But I want at least 1 chord in your song, okay? You can keep it super simple like I did. All right, we are playing with effects, and we are writing some chords and recording them to go over top of our track. Cool. Look in the assignment section to find the place to add your link to your song. I'm sorry. I'll put something in assignments where you can copy and paste the link from your track to your track, and I'll have instructions there in the assignments to do that. All right. Thanks.